The glooming beautiful smile, the oh so gentle voice, the absolutely down-to-earthness, but most of all, the infinite fandom of Manchester United. Of course I'm talking about the most famous person in the world, Julia Roberts. Who doesn't know this mega talented superstar? We've seen her in a very long list of films. Steel Magnolias, Pretty Woman, Erin Brockovich, Wonder, Ocean's 11, not to forget about Mona Lisa Smile, and so on. In every single one of these films, she shows the public what she's made of, portraying one character even more wonderful than the other. Her fame is a well-deserved, important one. I'm just a girl from a little town in Georgia with this giant absurd dream, Julia once said about herself. Well, although she worked really hard and was very determined to be the best she possibly could, she did not necessarily have to. Seeing her making her way into the Hollywood film industry, the public started loving her more and more for who she is as an individual. A bright, pretty, tall young lady who is not afraid to stand up for what she believes in. Therefore, Julia Roberts is a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. She traveled to Haiti in 1995 to help out needy children. While at this training center in Port-au-Prince, she danced with the street children, bringing them lots and lots of joy. Pictures of her stay in Haiti spread very quickly, and so a lot of awareness and, more importantly, a lot of money was raised for the UNICEF outreach program for Haiti. She also tried to help out other less fortunate people by, for example, narrating a couple of movies such as Silent Angels, a film about Rett syndrome, and Nature Speaking, a film in which Roberts portrays Mother Nature to raise awareness about climate change. For Julia's 49th birthday, she asked her fans, if they were planning on sending her any presents, to direct them in the form of $49 to honor her birthday at the LGSEN Respect Awards, an organization focused on the mental health issues of the LGBTQI+ youth. Selfless good deeds which result in the appreciating fame of the big-smiled actress. Julia Roberts' clear view of what is best for the actress herself is extraordinary. She can play as many parts as she wants while still remaining her authentic self. Having birthed 3 children, a twin boy and girl and then another boy, Julia finally received the only role she would ever feel completely at home in, being a mother. Her relatability and down-to-earthness make her so lovable, make her so loved. She buys her own organic greens at the supermarket. She likes to watch the soccer team of Manchester United win. She likes to make sarcastic comments on motherhood. So small but yet so important to appear and to actually be as friendly as she is. So small but yet so important to be as famous as she is. Julia Roberts started out waitressing in a pizzeria and checking out products behind a cash register during her high school period in Georgia. All throughout her childhood, Julia wanted to become a veterinarian, unfortunately without result. She lacked the ability to deal with science on a brainiac kind of level, she later stated. After her high school degree, Julia ran to her sister in New York City to follow in her brother's footsteps, who also wanted to become an actor. 30 years later, and it's visible that Julia Roberts had more luck. Starring in Steel Magnolias, her career only got more and more impressive. Her absolute commitment to the craft is what made Julia Roberts stand out from other A-list actors. For a recent show called Ben is Back, Julia Roberts invited Ben, the son of Roberts' role, into her home to feel what it's like to live in each other's space. For her role in Erin Brockovich, Julia Roberts had to learn how to write with her right hand instead of using her left one, which she was used to. She will do anything to get inside the head of the character, which is a quality you can find back in her performance. Her acting skills and her will to improve is what make Julia Roberts a talented actress, one who deserves all the fame in the world. Her talent has not gone unnoticed. Julia Roberts has received numerous awards for her performances. She received one Academy Award, known to the public as an Oscar, for her lead role in Erin Brockovich, for which she also received a Golden Globe. She won 2 more Golden Globes, one for her role in Steel Magnolias and one for her role in Pretty Woman. The public keeps on voting for Julia Roberts' performances, simply because they are from the greatest level. And who could say no to that contagious smile? Julia Roberts worked with a lot of amazing actors, a lot of amazing people Being as open-minded as she is, she became friends with a whole lot of them. She is, for example, very close with George Clooney, her co-star in the Ocean's 11 series. Oprah Winfrey is also one of her closest friends. Surrounded by these stars, Julia Roberts remains her geeky self, always knitting something while talking, she once admitted. It makes me focus better at what the people around me are saying. Especially this trait is what makes her so famous. Do whatever you feel like doing. So she once told the media that she likes to lie down instead of sitting straight up while the crew applies her makeup. Simply because she feels more relaxed, and so is her face. She's doing whatever she feels like doing, so why don't you? Roberts' off-screen status has always been very approachable. But with the arrival of Instagram as a way for celebrities to keep their fans personally updated, that's become slightly different. The comments said I looked terrible, that I wasn't aging well, that I looked like a man. And I was amazed by how that made me feel. I'm a 50-year-old woman and I know who I am. But still, my feelings got hurt. What if I was 15? Julia Roberts said after her niece, Emma Roberts, also an important actress, posted a candid picture of the two of them playing a card game together. Julia admits that the reactions made her feel shocked, but that she now had been given a glimpse at what goes on with social media. I'm glad that it happened. You have to go through things to understand them, and this was just a paper cut of what really goes on with social media. Roberts' fame originated in the early 2000s and is therefore completely different than the ones of the upcoming actors and actresses. She was reached by the press and by the fans via exclusive interviews and lucky snapshots, while the Hollywood stars of today are within one click away. Fame nowadays has taken on a completely different form than in the early days, and every star handles it differently. But Julia Roberts manages to adapt very, very well. She keeps on smiling because that's what she does best. Formerly in those lucky snapshots, now in Instagram posts and TV interviews. To sum it all up, Julia Roberts is simply the most famous person on earth. She has starred in many, many films and has earned her way up into the land of the Hollywood legends. She participates in A Better World programs, being a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, and asking her crowd to make someone's world just a little better by donating as well. Her selflessness, her friendliness, her devotion is what make Julia Roberts an outstanding human being, but above all, a well-appreciated role model. Lots and lots of people take an example of her big, bright smile. It is truly one of a kind. Her relatability and eagerness to learn, in combination with her beauty, is what make Julia Roberts, Julia Roberts. That is, Julia Roberts, the most famous person on earth.